Welcome everyone to our cozy holiday home tour. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're stepping into a magical winter wonderland, a charming French farmhouse Christmas filled with rustic warmth, soft lights, and timeless elegance. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe if you love home decor inspiration, like this video, and comment below with your favorite part of the tour. Snuggle up with a warm drink, let the glow of candlelight wrap around you, and join me as we wander through rooms dressed for the holidays, a place where every corner tells a story of comfort, charm, and festive joy. Imagine walking into a living room softly lit by the gentle flicker of candlelight and twinkle of fairy lights. On a weathered stone or reclaimed wood mantel hangs a simple evergreen garland, dotted with pine cones and perhaps a few dried orange slices for a subtle citrus note. A vintage mirror rests above, reflecting the glow of the lights and adding depth. A wicker basket sits nearby filled with firewood, ready for a crackling fire. Soft pillows and throws in neutral tones invite you to sink in, breathe deeply, and bask in the warmth. This is the heart of the farmhouse Christmas, rustic, welcoming, and elegant. Turn your eyes to the Christmas tree, but not just any tree. This one's simple, with its branches still visible. Warm white lights wrap softly around its shape, and ornaments are a mix of heritage baubles, handmade salt dough stars, cinnamon stick bundles tied with twine, dried oranges, and maybe a few vintage decorations handed down through generations. No need to cover every branch. Some space left untouched gives character and breathes authenticity. The result? A tree that feels alive, personal, and calm, not overdone, but deeply meaningful. Imagine your dining room transformed into a festive yet understated feast for the senses. A wooden dining table, maybe distressed or aged, is laid out with fine china, crystal glassware, and silver accents. Across the center runs a garland of fresh greenery interspersed with pinecones, dried citrus slices, and maybe a few sprigs of lavender or juniper for subtle fragrance. A vintage wooden bowl or silver bucket serves as a centerpiece, filled with seasonal fruit or ornaments. Soft candlelight flickers around the space, casting shadows that dance on the walls. The mood is elegant yet approachable, intimate, warm, and timeless. Let's wander into the kitchen, where rustic meets function in the most charming way. Open shelves display enamel mugs, vintage breadboards, jars of spices or cinnamon sticks, small touches that whisper of home and hearth. Cabinet doors wear mini wreaths or plaid ribbons, and perhaps a small pine garland drapes across a shelf or window frame. The palette is muted: whites, creams, soft greens, maybe a hint of gold or metallic warmth. Everything feels lived in, cozy, and ready for holiday baking, warm drinks, and shared laughter. A true French farmhouse Christmas isn't just about objects, it's about texture, softness, and that gentle hug of comfort. In chairs and on benches, layer plush wool blankets, velvet throws, or knit pillows in neutral tones or muted holiday hues. Over a rustic armchair drape a creamy throw, and beside it place a vintage lantern or candle holder. These cozy touches invite you, or your guests, to settle in, sip hot cocoa, and lose track of time. The beauty lies in layers, natural fabrics, well-loved textiles, and softness that invites rest and reflection. Picture your front door framed with a thick, lush garland of evergreen, maybe accented with pine cones, twigs, and a few red berries or dried oranges. A vintage wooden sign or a simple Noel plaque hangs above or beside the wreath. On the porch, or just inside, a basket or galvanized bucket holds sprigs of greenery or small fir trees, perhaps dusted with a hint of faux snow or adorned with soft fairy lights. A plaid throw drapes over a bench. This is the first greeting your guests receive, a whisper of rustic charm and holiday warmth that sets the tone before they even step inside. Don't forget hallways and staircases, often overlooked spaces that deserve a bit of holiday love. Drape slender garlands along stair railings, weave in a few pine cones or dried citrus slices, and tie on soft ribbons in muted tones. Perhaps an antique mirror hangs on the wall, reflecting the soft glow of nearby candlelight. A runner or faded rug adds warmth underfoot. With small, intentional touches, the journey from room to room feels cohesive, each space connected by a thread of festive serenity and rustic elegance. Lighting makes or breaks the mood. In a French farmhouse Christmas, the aim is soft, warm, and inviting, not harsh or flashy. Use clusters of pillar candles on mantels, windowsills, side tables, and centerpieces. Add vintage lanterns here and there, perhaps on a mantel, on a shelf, or beside a chair. The flicker of real flame or soft LED candles enhances the rustic textures of wood, linen, and greenery. This kind of lighting isn't just decorative, it transforms the space into a cocoon of calm, inviting relaxation and togetherness. What makes a French farmhouse Christmas truly special is the heart behind it. Mix new ornaments with heirloom pieces and handmade decorations, salt dough stars, twine-wrapped cinnamon bundles, dried citrus slices, fabric hearts, or small wooden toys. These items carry stories, evoke memories, and add soul. You might even invite family to join a DIY ornament-making afternoon, sip tea, play carols, and make decorating a ritual. This way, your tree, your home, becomes not just beautiful, it becomes meaningful. Rustic holiday decor shines when it respects nature. Use evergreen sprigs, pine cones, dried oranges, maybe even sprigs of lavender or juniper woven into garlands or wreaths. Place a simple twig wreath on a wall, or above a fireplace, to bring texture and life indoors. Wicker baskets or wooden boxes filled with natural items ground the festive display in earthiness and authenticity. This connection to nature reminds us that Christmas, at its heart, is about warmth, home, and seasonal cycles. One of the greatest charms of French farmhouse holiday decor is how vintage and antique elements elevate rustic simplicity into timeless elegance. Think about adding a tarnished silver gravy boat as a centerpiece, an old wooden bowl filled with pine boughs, or a vintage lantern glimmering beside soft candlelight. Repurposed furniture, perhaps a worn sideboard or an old pie safe, becomes a statement piece. These aged treasures tell stories, ground the holiday in history, and create depth in your decor. The aesthetic magic comes from layering diverse textures, rough wood beams or tables, soft linen curtains or throw blankets, smooth metal accents like candlesticks or vintage silverware, and woven baskets or rugs. The contrast invites the eye to wander, to rest, to explore. In soft candlelight, these textures come alive. The result is a home that feels tactile, lived in, warm, a space where every surface, every fabric, every piece whispers holiday comfort and rustic elegance. Create a little corner in your home, perhaps near a fireplace, or beside a window, where you nestle a comfy armchair, drape a soft throw, and place a small wooden side table. On that table, set a vintage lantern or candle, a cup of hot cocoa or tea, maybe a small bowl of pinecones or greenery. This is a spot for quiet reflection, for reading, for letting the hush of winter night wrap around you. It's simple, personal, and invites mindfulness amid festive busyness. One of the most beautiful aspects of a rustic French Christmas is its respect for simplicity and nature. Opt for real or sustainably sourced greenery, reuse vintage containers or baskets, avoid overly flashy plastic ornaments, and favor natural materials like wood, linen, metal, or glass. Handmade ornaments, salt dough, dried orange slices, simple fabric hearts, not only look lovely, but they also reduce waste and add personal meaning. This mindful approach makes the holiday more grounded, intentional, and lasting. A French farmhouse Christmas doesn't require a sprawling country home or perfect vintage heirlooms. Whether your space is small or modern, you can borrow the spirit: neutral palettes, natural textures, careful layering, subtle lighting, and meaningful details. Even a compact living room can feel timeless and warm with a small tree, a few candles, a cozy throw, and greenery in a vase. The charm and comfort of this style are in its flexibility, in mixing old and new, rustic and refined, tradition and personal touch. If you plan to host friends or family, the French farmhouse Christmas aesthetic offers the perfect backdrop. Think long wooden tables set with simple dishes, a centerpiece of greenery and candles, soft lighting, vintage glassware, warm laughter, steaming mugs of cocoa, the scent of pine or citrus in the air. Neighbors and loved ones walking through your door will immediately feel welcome, grounded, and at ease. The focus becomes connection, comfort, memory, not perfection. Sometimes it's the small touches that make a holiday feel real and complete. Hang simple neutral-toned stockings by the fireplace. Add twig wreaths to doors or walls. Tie gifts with burlap ribbon or brown craft paper. Decorate with sprigs of evergreen, pinecones, or dried citrus. Even a small wooden sign reading "Merry Christmas" or "Noel" hung casually can add charm. These little details stitch the holiday feeling into every part of your home, subtle, humble, deeply warm. As you wander from room to room, imagine the soft crackle of firewood, the soft glow of candlelight dancing on walls, the scent of pine, dried orange, cinnamon, maybe lavender or juniper. A gentle hum of quiet, no rush, no noise except for laughter, conversation, maybe soft music in the background. Textures under fingertips, smooth wood, woven blankets, cool glass, natural fabrics. This isn't just decoration, it's atmosphere. It's mood. It's the comfort of a home wrapped in holiday magic. Part of what makes a French farmhouse Christmas so touching is its sense of history and memory. A vintage ornament might have come from your grandmother. A wooden bowl once held fruit in a different season. A candle holder was discovered at a flea market. Handmade ornaments carry laughter and stories. As you decorate, you're not just creating a pretty home, you're weaving together generations, memories, and the present. Your home becomes a capsule of love, nostalgia, and comfort. Perhaps the most liberating thing about this style is accepting that less is more. Skip the overload of decorations. Instead, choose a few meaningful pieces, leave breathing space, and let the home breathe too. Allow empty corners, subtle lighting, and quiet textures. What matters is warmth, connection, and intention, not perfection. In doing so, you create a home that feels alive, gentle, and truly yours. As we come to the end of our tour, I hope you're feeling inspired, calm, and filled with holiday warmth. A French farmhouse Christmas doesn't require grand budgets or perfect spaces, just a love for rustic beauty, a touch of history, a few natural materials, and the willingness to create a home that feels like a hug. May your holiday season be filled with candlelight, laughter, comfort, and meaningful moments. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more decor inspiration, like to share the cozy vibe, and comment what ideas you'll try in your own home. From my heart to yours, Merry Christmas, and happy decorating.